If you join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ouch. Commissioner Ubel is not able to be with us today, so there are two of us. And we have a consent agenda. Whoops.
Can we do special item before?
Special item before. Go right ahead.
All right, thank you. Lieutenant Sander, would you please step up here beside me, please?
I have a feeling this was a surprise.
He looks a little.
Come on up, Mrs. Sander. You can take a picture first.
I was wondering why I was invited today.
You were wondering? Well, we like you. Bob, let me have your hand. We're brothers. We was in Vietnam, same time, same year. I spent 2 months at Pleiku, and you spent a lot longer.
Well,
I was glad I went to Chu Lai because I got to see the ocean.
no ocean for me.
No, just mountain yards and monkeys. And I just, I want to, since we've had Memorial Day and we spent a lot of time remembering others that we lost, and I have to say my 5 members of my platoon, the weapons platoon, Phipps, Ramos, Seacrest, Newton, and Bradley, that were all killed in Vietnam. It's a great pleasure when we do something afterwards. And you know, I've been making this case up for you. But this has your lieutenant bars from Vietnam. The other brass that you gave me has your pocket patch for the 4th Infantry Division. And if anybody want to read the 4th Infantry Division, really has a storied career. This is your shoulder patch, your artillery patch. You have a National Defense Medal, a Vietnam Medal, a Vietnam Medal with a 60 device, and of course the one I'm very proud of is the Bronze Star. I know you don't talk about it much, but it's very, very nice. And you also have another one of our coins.
Thank you very much.
And I hope this surprise has seen you well. And I want you to also know the good Lord's been good to you and me. I did a program at hospice the other day, and there was 4 veterans there. And it kind of put me in a bad mood, but I'll tell you what, we're lucky. Good Lord's been good to us.
Most of us made it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You saw it. Dave, I really appreciate this, and I just don't know what to say. It was a year out of our lives. We were married about 5 weeks before I left, and most of us came back without any problems. She might disagree, but I certainly appreciate it. Learned a lot about myself, physically and mentally, how far I could go, and I'm a better person having been in combat for a year. So thank you very much for this and for this honor. Commissioners, thank you for giving me a few minutes here.
Well deserved.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Come back up.
Yes.
Come back up. You notice he always gets to hug a pretty girl. They always love let the service guys do that.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me take one more. Just a little bit. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Yeah, very much. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You bet.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting up with all that. That's hard. You know, people don't realize the lives back home. That's one of the toughest parts. No question about it.
Never knew.
Thanks, Howard. That's
You're
very
welcome.
nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for putting up with it. I know the talkers.
Okay, a consent agenda was prepared for us and sent to us last Friday. Mr. Painter, have you had a chance to look at the consent agenda? Are there any items you'd like to remove before making a motion to approve it?
I have looked over the consent agenda and find it acceptable, and I move that we approve the consent agenda as written.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Item number 15 is resolution number 72-17 for payment of bills in the revised total amount of $812,588.25 for checks dated May 31st, 2017.
Okay, do we have a motion to pay our bills?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 16.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Connie Tabor with the Department of Job and Family Services. Item number 16 is the recommendation of Judy Eschman, the Director of the Department of Job and Family Services, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Assistant County Administrator, to execute a memorandum of understanding for data sharing by and between the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services and the Clermont County Sheriff's Office on behalf of the Clermont County Jail in Batavia, Ohio, relative to the collection, analysis, and sharing of data for the purpose of determining Medicaid eligibility for individuals incarcerated in the Clermont County Jail, thereby allowing departing inmates to more successfully access appropriate medical and mental health and substance use disorder services and potentially reduce recidivism at no cost to Clermont County, effective upon execution through May 31st of 2018, and pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions specified therein.
This is a big step forward. I know it's just a formality, but a big step forward to be able to share that information.
Yes.
Do we have a motion to execute the memorandum of understanding?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 17.
Recommendation of Judy Eschman, Director of DJFS, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Assistant County Administrator, to authorize Edward H. Humphrey, Vice President of the Board of Clermont County Commissioners, to execute an agreement by and between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and Grant Career Center out of Bethel, Ohio, for the provision of trade, industry, and construction, EKG technician, and phlebotomy technician classes to eligible Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act, WIOA, participants in Clermont County, Ohio, at the rates as defined therein for a total cost not to exceed $21,500, effective July 1 of 17 through March 1st of 18, pursuant to the terms and conditions specified therein, and contingent upon the issuance and receipt of a purchase order.
Do we have a motion to execute the agreement as contained in item 17?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 18.
Recommendation of Judy Eschman, the Director of DJFS, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, Assistant County Administrator, to authorize Judy Eschman, the Director of DJFS, to execute an early intervention service coordination grant agreement by and between the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services, acting in its role as administrative agent for the Clermont County Family and Children First, and the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities, Office of Grants Management in Columbus, Ohio, for the provision of funding for the early intervention service coordination services for Clermont County families with children from birth through age 2 with developmental disabilities or developmental delays, as well as to strengthen positive family environments conducive to the healthy growth and development of young children with developmental delays, and to help parents deal with the stresses of participating in work, education, and training activities. An amount not to exceed $441,103 for state fiscal year 2018, with no local match required therefore. It's effective for the period of July 1 of 17 through June 30th, 18, pursuant to the terms and conditions specified therein.
We have a motion to execute the Early Intervention Service Coordinated Grant Agreement as contained in item 18.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Item
Connie.
19.
Item 19 is a recommendation of Pat Munger, County Engineer, to execute record plat number 629-3000 for the replat of lots in Epworth Heights subdivision in Miami Township. This will create lots number 93 and 94.
We have a motion to execute the record plat.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 20. Hi. Good
Morning.
Stephanie Ross with the Clermont County Prosecutor's Office. On the recommendation of D. Vincent Ferris, prosecuting attorney, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybolt, County Administrator, to approve the electronic filing of the 2017-2018 Victims of Crime and State Victims Assistance Act grant application for funding from the State of Ohio Office of the Attorney General in Columbus, Ohio, for the continuation of the Advocate Program to provide and extend victim advocate services to the Clermont County Common Pleas, Municipal, and Juvenile Courts, implemented by the prosecuting attorney in the amount of $139,222.84, with a required local cash match in the amount of $34,805.71 to be provided from the 2017-2018 annual appropriations for the prosecuting attorney, for a total vocal program amount of $174,028.55 and an amount of $6,586 for the SVA grant that requires no local cash match, for a total amount of $180,614.55 for the Advocate Program for the period of 10/1 of 17 through 9/30 of 18, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein.
We have a motion to approve the electronic filing of the information as contained in item 20.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. 21. Jim? Uh-oh, what happened to you? What's this little thing on
Some
your
surgery.
He,
Oh,
I had to
okay.
have some surgery. Steve's been a little rough on me.
he's definitely got a hitch in his giddy up. No doubt about it.
Yeah, but it all comes off today, this afternoon. So
Oh, good.
that'll be 2 months. So there we go. Recommendation of Robert S. Leahy, County Sheriff, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to acknowledge the electronic submittal of the 2018 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant application previously filed on May 11, 2017 with the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Office of Criminal Justice Services, P.O. Box 182632, 1970 West Broad Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43218-2632 for continued funding through the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs, Bureau of Justice Assistance for the Justice Assistant Grant known as JAG, entitled Clermont County Drug Unit, to be implemented by the County Sheriff in the amount of $115,298.96 with a required local match of $38,432.99 to be allocated from the 2018 annual appropriation for the Sheriff for a total budget amount of $153,731.95 for the period of 1/1/18 through 12/31/18, and to authorize David H. Hubel, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to act as the subgrantee, therefore, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth. Now, with all that said, we don't expect to receive this amount from the JAG grant. The JAG grant has been being reduced for quite a number of years now. Last year, or this year actually, our amount received was $26,242 with a matching grant of $6,561. So you can see that this grant has been diminished as far as the law enforcement end of the grant. There are probably 7 different categories that this grant can be used for, and the majority of the money this past year in 17 ended up going to treatment. And so this grant we expect will be reduced even further. So, but we apply for it, and we apply for 2 members of the unit just in case other requests are not, other agencies don't request the money and there's some available to us. We'll certainly, we can utilize it.
And in the proposed amount, as far as that request, I mean, when you request it, is it basically they determine how much
Yes.
of the diminished amount? Okay.
They determine what we receive.
Okay.
Judy, do we need to change the authorized Commissioner Ubel to Commissioner Humphrey, or no?
We do not, because the way it was electronically filed shows him as the
Okay.
subgrantee.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to acknowledge the electronic submittal as contained in item 21?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. 22.
Good morning. Suki Sheets with the Office of Management and Budget. 22 is a recommendation to approve a request to advertise for proposals. This will be for a utility bill rate audit and rate verification for Clermont County. We are also authorizing the clerk to place a legal notice in the paper of general circulation on June 8th. Proposals are to be received by 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, June 29th, here at the board's office, and they'll be publicly opened. This notice will also be posted on our website. What this is we had a vendor stop in that analyzes utility bills, and we have 240 plus Duke electric bills. 1, to make sure that the rates that they have set for each account is proper, and 2, to make sure that all of the riders, and Duke has many, many riders that affect our accounts, are appropriate. So the because it potentially could be over a $50,000 shared savings, we decided to go ahead and go out for proposals because we believe there's other entities out there that do the same kind of work.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the request to advertise for proposals for the utility bill audit rate verification for Clermont County?
You do not.
Okay. Then we'll table that and move on to executive session.
Thank you.
Executive session. We have a need for executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G2 and G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to 1, consider the purchase of property for public purposes or for the sale of property at competitive bidding, and 2, to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending or imminent litigation respectively. Do we have a motion to go into executive session under those sections?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. We'll be back in just a little bit. We're back from executive session. No decisions were made. Is there any other decision to come before the board?
There is, Mr. Humphrey. Previously, item number 22 was laid on the table. I would like to make a motion that we remove that item from the table for further consideration.
Second.
It's been moved and second.
Roll call. I know. We're
Thank you.
pausing. Thank you.
I'm quick, but, you know. Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Having item number 22 removed from the table, it's now available for consideration. It's a recommendation of Stephen H. Rabel, County Administrator, to approve the request to advertise for proposals for utility bill audit rate verification for Clermont County, and further to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on 6/8/2017 with that said proposal to be received, therefore, until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, June 29th, 2017, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners at 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, 45103. There it will be publicly opened and read aloud shortly thereafter. The notice is also posted on Clermont County's website at the following URL link at www.clermontcountyohio.gov and any other means the Board of County Commissioners deems appropriate.
Okay, we have a motion. I'll second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. I believe that may conclude our business. We'll take a brief recess while our minutes are prepared. Oh, we have the minutes before us. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as prepared?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. And do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. That concludes our business for today. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.